Welcome back to the Home Centered Life podcast. We are so glad you're here, and it is 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night as we record this. I am half in my jammies. The bottom half of me is in my jammies.
I'm in my jammies too.
We are.
This is what I sleep in.
That is what he sleeps in.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I don't quite sleep in this outfit, but half of me does. Yeah. So anyway, we are going to be doing a quick home update because, as Michael was reminding me, this is called the Home Centered Life podcast. And I was like, what are we doing today? It's like, we're doing a home update because our home will soon be changing, which is so crazy. So we have lived in this house. We love this house so much. We've lived here almost 5 years. In February, we bought this in 2021 February 2021.
Yep.
And as of I think the tentative closing date on our move is January, like the end of January.
Yeah, January 30th
of 2026.
Almost exactly 5 years.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's gone so fast. And so, do you want to fill everybody in a little bit on what's going on? And we don't know all the steps yet, but this is kind of, we're sharing mid-process.
Yeah, so we bought 22 acres of just bare land. 17 of it, I think, has been conventionally tilled for corn and soy for however long. So 22 acres total, about 17 tillable, but it's a lot different than the 16 acres we have now, because the 16 acres we have now feel like a half an acre and 15 and a half acres of overgrown woods with ticks. And so it'd be the work of a lifetime to clear this property out. And for lots of other reasons, we feel like that's not the path forward. The path forward for us is to go to this new spot, and we're going to build a house. That'll take some time. So we'll probably live in an RV on the property for about a year. That's how long we're allowed to live in an RV on our property before the town comes in. So we got to build a house in about a year's time. It'll take about a year's time. But yeah, if we move out of here at the end of January, travel around a little bit, start construction in earnest, March, April, should be fully done by next March or April. That's the idea. That's
Lord
the goal.
Willing.
We've never done this before. We've never built before. People who love it say it's the best. People who hate it say it's the worst. And we would like to find out for ourselves if we like it or hate it. But we will find out. But you should tell them how we found this property.
Yeah.
I don't think we've talked about that before.
Yeah. I mean,
a couple different things that came together.
I think, we need to highlight a couple of the cool pieces. So you might be asking, why are we leaving a house we love? And I always jokingly say, if we could pick this home up and move it to our new property, we would.
We love this house, not this property.
Yeah, we've learned, and maybe we've said this before, but if you are not yet living on a homestead or on land, or you're just in an apartment and you're dreaming about your forever home, we have learned that you can always change a house, but you cannot change the layout of a property. So yes, you can take down trees, but you can't reshape the property line, or literally the woods. It's not just woods here, but it's like a cliff. There's grass, and then it's just a steep uphill. So
that steep uphill is on the west side of the house.
Yeah, good point.
Which means the sun effectively sets at 3 p.m.
Yeah, which is crazy. So growing things here, you get way less sun. Your days feel shorter. There's all these things that we're we bought this place because we were it's land and we love the house. So we're just a nugget to store away if we're not where you're at yet. Okay, so so I found this. I mean, I feel like we've been praying for land and a new property for a couple of years. I don't know. It felt like quite a few years, a couple at least, feeling that urge to start looking. And I found this property on a platform called the Land Stewardship Project. And so they basically, it's like a platform for farmers and landowners to post their land rather than like putting it on the open market where it could be bought up
Mhm.
for like development. They put it up in hopes that like other people will take good care of the land. And so this really amazing gentleman put his land up and it was for rent. And he said he had quite a few properties
Mhm.
in the county where we live. And so we reached out and I was like, I know you said for rent, but could we buy some of your land basically? And so we met with him and he owns like 600 acres of land. He's a real estate investor, but has a heart to care for the land.
Mhm.
And so when we say like conventionally farmed, he was renting his land out to really wonderful people, but they were, spraying and tilling and like Michael said, just doing corn and soy. And our hope part is to do regenerative, restorative, like taking good care of the land and the soil and the
Mhm.
animals and
Mhm.
creating a little oasis there. So
Mhm.
anyway, we shared our vision with him and he said yes. And so we bought it from him.
Mhm.
And the other cool piece of that is because it was conventionally farmed and we're like switching it to regenerative, rotational grazing, we qualify for all of these basically compensation programs through the county to help like restore the land. So, like our fencing is going to be 70% covered
Mhm.
and putting in perennial pasture, all these things. And I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't really. I mean, I'm like learning as we go, that's for sure, with the land stuff and the build.
Yeah.
So our vision is to hire some Amish gentlemen that we know they built my cousin's house. And so kind of, I guess like right now I'm sort of the general contractor, but I also have never done that. And so I'm like going through this permitting process, all these things. So,
You're not sort of the general contractor.
well,
You are the general
yeah,
contractor,
but
but you're learning
yeah,
by doing,
totally.
just like our children are learning how to crawl and walk
Yeah.
by doing it. And it's a lot
So
of missteps and
making a lot of mistakes
lemons.
and asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're sharing these things because obviously we're like mid journey right
Mhm.
now.
Mhm.
And Michael said we would probably live in an RV. That's what we feel like is the next right step.
Mhm.
But we're also in the middle of winter. And
Mhm.
so it's been a cold winter so far, like a lot of snow. And so we were like, we've never lived in an RV and we've never done it in the winter. So we were like, we should find like an in between. So that was a recent kind of update
Mhm.
where Michael said, like, we're planning on doing like a maybe 10 to 14 days of travel
Mhm.
for something Michael is excited to work on,
Mhm.
which we'll see if that goes through and we can talk about that more. And then probably live in an Airbnb for like a month and a half.
Mhm.
And then once the weather warms up, then we'll do RV.
Yeah.
So that's all the things I think for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think the two other things I wanted to highlight, one was that we actually drove past that property
Oh
like
yeah.
a few weeks before we found it on the land
At
stewardship
least,
project.
yeah.
Yeah, a few weeks, few months maybe. But we had never driven that way before ever. And you go through town and there's just this moment where the town just stops and it's just country, this rural countryside. And as we drove through that exact spot, we were like, this is amazing. I would
Mhm.
love to live here.
Mhm.
And then we found
Mm.
that connection.
That's good. Yeah.
So it was one of those moments where it's like, let's lean into this. This feels
Mm.
like it feels meant to be. We'll see. Definitely go up to the door and knock on it. The other thing I think is really cool, and it's more universal, more transferable, more of like a lesson that can be learned, is a lot of the reason this worked is because we have a clear vision and clear values, and we were able to communicate those to the guy who owned it, and he had similar vision and similar values. So having clear goals, having clear vision is why this thing is happening, or at least a huge part of why it's happening. And I stress that because a lot of times we don't think it's important to clarify vision or goals or what it is we're trying to do, because it feels so abstract and ethereal, but it's very concrete. This is happening because we had that.
Yeah, that's good.
And we had other conversations with other farmers where we didn't describe our vision very well, and they misunderstood. And it fell through in part because we didn't describe it very well. Not that we didn't have the vision, but we didn't describe it very well. And the other way that that vision is concrete is he sold it to us for much less than he could have, because we were aligned with our vision, because we were aligned with our values. He's still a real estate person. He's still
we didn't get it for free.
Get it for free. Like, he's still turning a profit, and as well he should. But I know he could have just put it on the open market and done something else to get, maximum profit dollars out of it. But he didn't, again, because. So I just think that's really powerful, because this is happening because of the vision. And the vision, in a sense, you could say, having a strong vision like that saved us so much money. And I think that's important, because I think we don't tend to think of vision as having a concrete consequence in the real world, but it does. And this is happening because of that shared vision.
Yeah, that's such a good reminder. Like, there's so many pieces coming together, prayer and vision and values and what we want for our family, but also for other families too. And the goal and vision there too is to have it be a space for, people to come and learn. And we're kind of seeing it as a model. We're going to try to run it as like a model farm. So as these things progress, we'll obviously be sharing along the way, but I'm excited. It feels both so exciting and overwhelming. And, when you're mid dream, like, I think I keep hearing people say the accomplishing a dream isn't like about actually accomplishing the dream. It's about the process. So I'm really trying to enjoy the process as much as possible and not just wait until everything's perfect and just say, like, we're doing it. We're doing the things. We're getting the fencing done and mulching the things and all the things I've never done before. So we're learning so much along the way, and it's fun to share it with other people and to know too that to share it in a way that's hopefully an encouragement, as far as if your dream feels so far away, it might really not be, or to know that it's possible, So that's our home-centered life home update. So we will be sharing more as things progress, and we're excited. Let us know if you have any questions, but mostly we're just excited to journey with you guys on this journey together.
Love it. Thanks so much for joining us today for our Home-Centered Life update.
We hope you found it both helpful and encouraging. And if you like this episode, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's a great zero-cost way to support this podcast.
You can also find us on Apple and Spotify, and you can leave us up to a 5-star review. One of the amazing things about the world we live in today is you can help us live our home-centered life by liking and subscribing.
We look forward to connecting with you again soon. Thank you so much for joining us as we journey to live a more home-centered life.